Hello students, in this video I would like to explain the preparation methods of ethers and its properties. Let us see the different processes first of preparation of ethers. Ethers can be prepared by acid catalyzed dehydration of alcohol. Here we can see that I have taken ethanol. From two molecules of ethanol, one molecule of water is removed when it is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid at about 140 degrees Celsius. But if the temperature is greater than this, then about 170 degrees Celsius, the alkene will be formed by dehydration from the alcohol. Now, the ether preparation takes place here in this process by following the SN2 mechanism. We can follow that alcohol first gets protonated to form this intermediate. Then this is the SN2 step where another molecule of alcohol attack this CH2 carbon of this intermediate to gives rise this intermediate form, where from deprotonation results the formation of ether. So this is the second step where the SN2 path is observed. In this way, we can prepare the ether which is symmetrical in nature. That means if we want to prepare ether of different alkyl group, then we need to start with two different alcohols, and in that case there will be possibility of formation of mixtures of ethers, and that's why this acid catalyzed dehydration is suitable for preparation of symmetrical ether, where we can start with only one kind of alcohol. Uh, and in case of second degree, 2 degree, and 3 degree alcohol, we can find that due to steric reason, uh, this preparation method is not suitable. Rather, it follows the SN1 pathway to give rise more stable carbocation, and that's why the alkene will be the one of the major products. Now, the second method of ether preparation is Williamson's synthesis. Now, in this process, we can prepare asymmetric ether. In the Williamson synthesis, we start with alkyl halide and alkoxide, that means sodium salt of alcohol, sodium alkoxide, from which we can get the ether. Now, here we can follow that here also SN2 path is followed. The alkoxide going to attack this alkyl group, and it will be suitable if this alkyl group is primary alkyl group, and therefore we can get the ether in this way following the SN2 pathway. As an example, when ethyl bromide is treated with sodium methoxide, we can get this asymmetric ether, that is ethyl methyl ether or methoxyethane. Now we can follow that in this process. If we want to prepare this kind of ether, where one of the part of the ethers is having a tertiary group and another one may be the primary group, then uh, to prepare this one we can use this tertiary alkoxide and the primary alkyl halide, and this tertiary alkoxide gives rise the desired ether. Now, if we want to use the opposite substrates, that means the tertiary alkyl halide, if it is started with, and the primary alkyl, sodium salt of the primary alcohol is taken as the alkoxide, then being this primary alkoxide is being basic in nature, we can get alkene as the product, where from the beta carbon the hydrogen is being taken away by this alkoxide instead of attacking this carbon atom because of the steric reason. Since it is a 3-degree carbon, there is steric crowding due to this alkyl group as well as of this halide, and the base, that means the primary alkoxide, takes away the hydrogen from the beta carbon, resulting this alkene. So the better method is better substrates are this sodium salt of the 3-degree alcohol and the primary alkyl halide. Now we can see that uh, aryl alkyl ethers can be prepared from phenol, where phenol will be treated with first aqueous alkali to form this sodium phenoxide, which when treated with primary alkyl halide, the alkyl group is being attached with oxygen, giving rise this kind of uh, alkyl aryl ether. It is methoxybenzene we have prepared here. It is also named as anisole. Now look into the properties of ether. First of all, boiling point. Now in the ether molecule, there is carbon in the carbon oxygen bond, there is polarity due to difference of electronegativity, and but this dipole nature is not sufficient enough to give rise extra intermolecular attraction force, and therefore in comparison to the alcohol, where intermolecular hydrogen bond formation is possible, it is found that alcohol is having higher boiling point as compared to ether. And if of comparable molecular masses of hydrocarbon and ether, they have almost similar boiling point. As we can follow here that butan 1-ol, ethoxyethane and normal pentane, they all are having almost similar molecular mass, and due to intermolecular hydrogen bond present in alcohol butanol, its boiling point is much higher as compared to the boiling point of ether, ethoxyethane, here it is. And in case of solubility, like alcohol, lower alcohols are soluble in water. Likewise, ethers of lower carbon content are soluble in water. But it is found that ether having more carbon than ethoxyethane is not miscible in water. Now look into the chemical properties of ether. Here, first of all, let us follow the reaction of ether with hydrogen halide. Now this ether, when reacts with hydrogen halide, the nucleophilic group, that is the halide, attack the one of the alkyl group, and it is found that the alkyl group which is having less number of carbon atom is more easily attacked by the nucleophilic halide group, and that results this kind of products. We can follow that this R dash, we can consider it is having less number of carbon atom, so the halogen being attached with this R dash group, and this oxygen alkyl bond is broken. So from this side, the alcohol will be formed. As an example, if we take ethoxyethane, methoxyethane as the ether reacting with hydrogen iodide, first of all, this protonation takes place. In the second step, the halide attack the smaller alkyl group, resulting here the formation of methyl iodide and ethanol from this side. And in this reaction, if Hi is, that means the hydrogen halide is taken in excess, then the formed alcohol will further reacts with hydrogen halide to give rise the alkyl halide. In this way, first the protonation will take place, then the resulting alkyl halide will be formed. And we can follow that the reactivity order of the hydrogen halide follows like from HCl towards the HI, the reactivity increases, as because due to increasing size of the halogen, the bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. Therefore, I minus formation is most easier among the alkyl halide. However, if any one of the alkyl group is tertiary, that means in the ether molecule, if any one alkyl group is a tertiary carbon, then this reaction follows SN1 pathway instead of the SN2 pathway. So first of all, the protonation takes place. That means the ether gets protonated following forming this intermediate, and therefrom the carbon oxygen bond here it is broken due to formation of more stable 3-degree carb cation. And in the second step, then the nucleophile halide attacks this 3-degree carbon, giving rise this tertiary alkyl halide. So here you can follow that. So far I have discussed that in this type of reaction, the halide usually attacks the carbon which is smaller, I mean containing less number of carbon atom, or rather primary carbon atom. But here in this case, as because there is possibility of formation of 3-degree carb cation from this part, hence the bigger group is being attached with the halide and the smaller group giving rise the alcohol. And in case of next aryl alkyl ether, the cleavage takes place at the alkyl oxygen bond, as the aryl oxygen bond is more stable due to partial double bond character because of plus R effect of the alkoxy group. We can follow that in case of alkyl aryl ether, the alkoxide group is donating electron into the ring. There will be a partial double bond character like this, and therefore breaking of this bond is difficult. Rather, alkyl oxygen bond is more easily broken, and the halide therefore being attached with this alkyl group. So we can always get from aryl alkyl ether the phenol, one of the products, and the other one is the alkyl halide. Next, let us follow the electrophilic substitution reaction of alkyl aryl ether. Since the alkoxide group having the plus R effect, so due to that, the ortho, here we can follow this ortho position, and here also the ortho position and the para position becomes electron rich, and therefore this aryl alkyl ethers gives rise ortho and para substituted product in electrophilic substitution reactions. And we can follow here that from anisole, here it is from anisole, bromination of anisole gives rise ortho and para substituted, para bromo substituted anisole, where we can follow, we can see here the major product is the para substituted one due to less steric effect. So para bromo anisole is the major product. Likewise, nitration of anisole gives rise orthonitro nitro and para nitro anisole. Among these, para nitro product is more stable due to the steric resin. And then next, Friedel-Crafts alkylation and acylation also gives the ortho and para substituted product, and here it is 4-methoxytoluene becomes the major product. Likewise, here the 4-methoxyacetophenone, when acetylation of anisole is taking place, becomes the major product. So these are the different processes of different properties of ethers. Thank you.